Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to the Explainer. We're looking at something today that honestly feels pretty overwhelming to a lot of people: artificial intelligence. But hey, we're going to break it down. By the end of this Explainer, we're going to outline a really structured roadmap designed to take you from being an absolute beginner to completely AI fluent in just about 3 months. We're pulling this directly from a highly effective 5-phase curriculum that's going to totally transform how you work, how you think, and how you scale your daily output.
Learning AI can definitely feel like staring up at a massive mountain, but this visual curriculum map shows exactly how we'll climb it step by step. We'll start with the AI fluency gap, then build the 5 essential AI foundations, learn to use AI as your coach, master the 10-80-10 worker rule, and finally get into scaling up with systems and automation.
Part 1. The AI Fluency Gap. The stark reality of the modern workplace right now is that business owners are increasingly hiring, firing, and promoting based strictly on a person's level of AI fluency. We just want to make sure you aren't left behind. Part 2. 5 Essential AI Foundations. This brings us to Phase 1, Week 1. And look, without these bedrock behavioral habits set up right from the start, doing anything really clever or advanced with AI is basically impossible. So, here are the 5 non-negotiable steps. First, use AI as your complete Google replacement. Second, keep a pin tab open in your browser so it's literally always one click away. Third, start using voice dictation. Fourth, download the mobile apps. And fifth, automatically record your meetings with tools like Grain or Fathom. Actually, I'm going to directly challenge you right now. Pause this explainer, go set up these 5 foundations, and then come back. Seriously, because these are the everyday habits that actually build fluency. Instead of Googling a travel itinerary for your next vacation, ask Claude or ChatGPT. When you're struggling to write a tricky everyday email, don't just sit there staring at a blank screen. Flip over to that pinned AI tab and ask it for a draft. It's a real game changer. Now, I really want to point out the incredible difference between typing and speaking. See, when you type on a keyboard, you naturally filter yourself, right? You edit as you go, and you tend to keep things pretty brief. But rambling via voice dictation completely transforms the value you get from AI. Why? Because dictating allows you to speak so much faster and provide a vastly richer amount of context than typing ever could. You can just brain dump your thoughts, and the AI is smart enough to organize the whole shebang for you. And to really cement this habit, you absolutely need the mobile app. Just think about where you can use it: commuting, walking, on the sofa, on the toilet, even in bed. Firing off prompts in these locations emphasizes that downloading the mobile app makes AI a constant, everyday thinking buddy. It's not just some desktop tool you only use sitting stiffly in an office chair. It actually integrates intelligence right into the in-between moments of your life. Part 3. AI as your coach. This is Phase 2, Week 2. We aren't asking the AI to do our actual work for us just yet. Rather, we're asking it to help us think better about the work we already do. For example, look at this prompt. My goal for 2026 is to grow our business's revenue from $5 million to $10 million. Can you interview me, ask me a bunch of questions, and help me figure out the key levers? Asking the AI, can you interview me, is an absolute game changer. You're completely flipping the dynamic here. Instead of you asking the AI for the answer, you're visually showing how you can ask the AI to literally interview you. By having it ask you a series of targeted questions, it pulls out high-leverage insights about your own job and goals that you might never have realized otherwise. It acts just like a dedicated executive coach. Parts 4. The 10-80-10 worker rule. Welcome to Phase 3, Weeks 3 and 4. This is where we finally get the AI to generate actual work output. But we need to warn you against the rookie mistake of asking it to do 100% of a task from scratch and getting generic garbage. So, to avoid that generic output, we use the 10-80-10 rule. It's a delegation framework where you do the first 10% by providing context. The AI does the middle 80% by drafting, and you do the final 10% for taste and quality assurance. Think of the AI like a highly intelligent, incredibly fast, but deeply naive intern. In that first 10%, your job is to feed it massive context. Paste in transcripts, attach competitor strategy documents, define your target audience. You really have to set the stage. The AI then blazes through the middle 80%, drafting the initial ideas or content. And then you step back in for the final 10%. Now, this raises a very important question. When you do let the AI draft that middle 80%, what happens when its output makes you cringe? You totally know the feeling. You read an AI-generated paragraph, and it just feels a bit robotic, maybe overly enthusiastic, or just completely off-brand. It's just cringe. Well, the crucial point is this. Feeling cringe is actually a fantastic sign. Cringe is good. It simply means that your personal and professional bar for taste is fundamentally higher than the AI's baseline output. Your job in that final 10% of the workflow is to rely on your intuitive taste. You give the AI feedback, you correct its tone, and you iterate until that output rises to meet your high professional standard. Part 5. Scaling up, systems and automation. Advancing to the final phases here, you've mastered the basics, so it's time to address the frustration of starting from scratch every single time you open a blank chat window. To understand how we fix this starting from scratch problem, ask yourself, what if you modified your grandmother's cake recipe? Imagine you bake a cake, but it's not quite sweet enough. So next time, you add an extra half cup of sugar. Okay, it's better, but maybe a bit dry. The time after that, you add some chocolate sauce to the batter early on. Eventually, through trial and error, you have a master recipe that yields a perfect cake every single time. And you know what? This is exactly how prompt engineering works. Think about how a prompt evolves visually on this timeline. You start with version 1, just a basic prompt. You realize the output is bland, so for version 2, you tell the AI no generic advice. Okay, it gets better, but the sentences are way too long. So for version 3, you add a constraint. Keep it under 20 words. Finally, for version 4, you realize you absolutely hate rhetorical questions, so you ban them from the prompt entirely. By iteratively tweaking this recipe, you build a powerful, customized prompt library. You can then save these perfect prompts into keyboard shortcut tools, like Text Expander, allowing you to easily summon your grandma's perfect recipe with just 2 keystrokes. Once your prompts are dialed in, you can dive into the infinite rabbit hole of Phase 5 infrastructure and graduate through 4 levels of automation. Level 1 is built-in automation, like AI plugins in software you already use, maybe for video editing. Level 2 uses simple connectors like Zapier or Make.com to link different apps together. Level 3 steps up to advanced platforms like N8N for highly complex workflows. And Level 4? That's entirely custom internal AI apps. You're graduating from just talking to an AI in a browser to having tools that run sophisticated workflows completely automatically in the background while you sleep. But as you unlock all this incredible automation power, a new challenge emerges. The real skill, the ultimate discipline here, becomes identifying which tasks actually move the needle for your business or your career. You have to actively decide what is worth spending hours automating, what still absolutely needs that manual human touch, and perhaps most importantly, what outdated processes you should just delete entirely. AI shouldn't just help you do unnecessary work faster. We have covered a tremendous amount of ground today, from everyday foundations all the way to complex workflow automations. So to conclude this explainer, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to chew on. Look at your calendar. Which manual, repetitive process in your week is secretly waiting to be automated by AI? Find it, master your foundations, and start your climb. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this gives you the exact blueprint you need to become fully AI fluent.